Okay, I'm live.
So what's up? Are you gonna introduce me?
Yeah, man. I'll introduce you. Let me see if it goes live. Okay,
Oh, okay.
There we go. Chat. You seeing my stream, man?
No, I'm not. I'm on your like homepage, just looking at your face.
Well,
Where's your
refresh.
stream?
We should go live.
Maybe there's a delay. Oh, I see it, dude. High energy speedrun podcast.
High energy speedrun podcast. There you go, man. What up, guys?
Yo, what's up, gamers? Welcome.
What up, guys?
This is the first episode of High Energy Speedrun podcast. I'm a guest star
You're
on
a very
Glad
special
Jonas's.
guest, actually.
A what?
Very special guest. Look at the
A
image.
very special guest. This is a big deal. It's a big podcast. And if you are a real high energy gamer, you're going to have to hit that subscribe button right now. That's going to take your gameplay to the next level.
That's a good introduction. All right, man. So, what are we going to be talking about today?
So we got some really interesting stuff. If you guys haven't been super active in the speedrun community for the past 2-3 weeks, some really crazy stuff happened. For example, the Todd Rogers thing came to a conclusion, or a sort of a conclusion. I don't think Todd Rogers is really going to drop that. But Billy Mitchell, right after that thing, kind of went crazy. And then also DSR went undercover, and a lot of cheaters. These guys are panicking. They're falling apart. And my YouTube channel is actually going completely nuts right now. A lot of that is due to this cheating scandal. It's like these cheaters, they're losing, they're failing, they're running out of steam, they're running out of energy. And I mean, Apollo Legend, he's one of the guys who using these larger YouTube audiences. YouTube speedrunning right now is blowing up.
Yeah,
it's completely blowing up.
Yeah, it's next level, man.
Yeah, we're getting huge, dude. I actually really do think speedrun YouTube is a big deal. It's a big deal.
All right. So, guys, give me a 1 in the chat if you're excited for this episode. If you're excited for this podcast. The best podcast ever, with maybe the exception of the world record, which is WQ's podcast.
Yeah, I have my own podcast called The World Record. It's a big deal. I know a big podcast when I see one, and this is a big deal podcast.
All right, we're getting a lot of ones. 1, 2. I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna have to time you out. That's WQ here, man. I'm sorry. There you go. We can't have the 2s. What's up, guys? All right. So one second.
I guess I should properly introduce myself.
Yeah,
I'm in a Link to Past speedrunner. I have a top time in Link to Past. I've been playing the game for a very 4 years, almost 5 years actually, and I've had a top time for most of my career. And I'm a huge fan of the game. I'm actually a huge fan of YouTube as well. I'm a master YouTuber, and
I agree. The thumbnails, the titles, man. You're doing it
recently. I've risen to prominence through exposing cheaters. We've had a lot of cheaters in Link to the Past. Crystal, Downtime Death, Goose, 899. There's an Imperators, Elderize, a Hero Gamer. There's a whole list, and a lot of these guys they never properly exposed. A Hero Gamer still has this video on YouTube. So I've kind of become a symbol, a beacon against cheating and for real alpha gaming, real gameplay, and real winning.
Yeah, man, I agree. That's so important too, the alpha part.
It's a big deal.
Yep.
I've seen people change their life, completely change their life. Subscribe to my channel. Winning, real gameplay. I've seen, and lately, the past 2 weeks, I'm telling you, the movement is on. The movement is real. I am so thrilled. I've been speaking out against cheating for about a year, almost a year. Really my whole career. But a year ago, I started getting really vocal about it because there's a lot of people who they really against cheating, but they don't have a platform and there's no voice for them. Yeah. So I really started speaking out about it recently, and
you're blowing up now too. Like,
yeah, we're seeing some of the best people, the best voices against cheating like I've ever seen. I'm so thrilled.
This guy's going viral, guys. So
literally every video.
It's almost at 1K subs on YouTube.
Yo, man, thanks for the shout, dude. And actually, make sure if you're not, I'm guessing your audience is subbed to you, but if you're not subbed, they're glad you're.
I think they're subbed to me, probably. Well,
you're making. They're subbed. I know your audience, dude. I know your audience is a very rabid, aggressive, healthy audience. I know that. Yeah, I know that firsthand. I know that firsthand.
I get a lot of engagement, so absolutely.
That's good, dude.
Absolutely. All right, should we get into some of these topics at hand?
Yeah, it is a lot. I mean, let's just dive right in. There's so much. There's a lot to talk about.
Right. Okay. So first, we have a Paul Legend, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this guy took down Todd Rogers only because of his viral video, right?
Yeah, this is a big deal, I think. But I think this kind of what's up?
It's really insane, but because all this information was already like everyone knew, but he had to like take it to the mainstream, right? For Twin Galaxies to actually do anything. So yeah. That to me, it's indicative of like 5 different things, but I think it's really good. Honest to God, I don't care how somebody is exposed. If somebody's fake times are off a leaderboard, that's the best thing possible. For sure.
And actually, this has nothing to do with the Apollo Legend outside of him making a good move, a powerful move. These clicks, the Twin Galaxies click, like obviously Twin Galaxies is insanely corrupt. They will not budge no matter what. There's proof everywhere. They do not budge. It goes mainstream and there's negative press attention and instantly they budge. And that's pretty messed up on these guys.
I agree.
And actually, I'll say another thing about what Paul Legend did is that this is kind of the first time that a viral audience, a large audience, you guys have these like super viral channels.
Yeah.
You, Paul Legend, EasyScape, who brought attention to this initially. And actually, I think it's interesting. Why didn't EasyScape's video do anything? Because EasyScape didn't frame it as Todd Rogers West.
Yeah, he didn't take a clear stance like a Paul Legend did. Like it was so much fact, and like he never actually came out and said that Paul Legend, Todd Rogers, excuse me, was the bad guy. You know, it was so. You know, Paul Legend's video definitely had more impact because they both got a lot of views. But
I think that's a big deal in the grand scheme of speedrunning, the grand spectrum of speedrunning, because when has that happened before? When have we seen somebody's viral content actually make a shift, make a change?
Right.
In the speedrunning scene, like where does that happen? You know, the GDQ. There's all these problems with GDQ that everybody talks about every year. How legitimate are these problems? Like nobody really knows. There's all these big problems, but there's never any changes, and it's like. I know Paul Legends has made videos on GDQ in the past.
Yes. It's a
see.
Very good video, actually, in my opinion.
The GDQ video?
Yeah, I liked it.
It's been a while. I don't think I watched it. It's the thumbnail. I just know the thumbnail. But yeah, we'll see in the future if this continues. Because I have this theory on speedrun. There's a lot of clicks in speedrunning. Like I think a cheater is on the SM64 moderator list for speedrun.com. Like, is that real? Is that a real thing?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I have good sources, like top players in every game, and it's one of my sources came to me and said this guy is an actual cheater for SM64 and he's a moderator. I'm like, what? How is that possible? I hope I'm wrong on that. It's like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, but, I don't know too much about it, but I hope you are.
I don't think that's that far-fetched, though. It's like I've heard so many of these leaderboards on Speedrun. I mean, Speedrun.com is where they all are. AuggieCon is, yes, he returned. Straight up, like, how's that? How can... That doesn't make sense. That's way worse than the League of Past. I've been complaining about the Link to Past leaderboards relentlessly, and I've made very good changes. I've made big changes, but that's like 100 times worse. That's 1,000. Like, what the hell? That's like Twin Galaxies level, like just corruption. Like that's ridiculous. Like, what?
Insane, man. And yeah, another thing is Oceanside. You've been pretty vocal about Oceanside, right? When we talk about
I hate camping. I hate camping on Oceanside. Was it like August, July? Yeah, you then made a video, a retaliation video. I actually check this out. Regardless of what people said about Oceanside, will it be a successful speedrun event? Because I think that's what matters, going forward. When is Oceanside? Like April?
Yeah, it's in April. We have our White Goose in the chat.
Oh, really?
Would WQQ come to Oceanside if he was invited? Would you?
If I was invited, yeah, I think I'd go. That'd be a lot of fun. I'll fly in the same plane as Apollo. We live in the same state, actually.
Yeah, you're extremely close. I think it's just one city away, right?
Yeah, it's like a 3-hour drive or a 2-hour drive, but it's a big state.
Yeah, small world.
But yeah, I think that this Todd Rogers thing is a big deal for Oceanside, actually, because people they want to deny it. And the truth is, Apollo Legend, he gets a lot of flack from these speedrun click people. I know that. I know that because I spent 4 years speedrunning next to the clicks. I was never in on their clicks games, but I was next to them the whole way through. And he gets a lot of flack from these people, and his job, the exposure deal he did to Dragster, to Todd Rogers, that's going to change public perception for sure. Because the real truth of it, go back to his video, his like trailer video. It wasn't done very well. Like it wasn't done well,
4x3.
Yeah, like what? Have you seen my parody videos on it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
That's my favorite thing I did last year. That it's just the parody, like a minute with a Seinfeld intro, and then I put in Negleria's like Sonic run where he dies at a GDQ and he has to like reset the console. But yeah, I think that that's gonna help him out so much, like for sure. People are gonna, for sure. People like to deny it, but subconsciously they have things in their brains that makes them move, and especially I think GDQ this year, numerically GDQ did really good.
Yeah.
I think it only did good numerically. I think public perception, I think the real conversation, it was not in favor of GDQ.
I think it shifted a lot, especially because of the sub to chat. What do you think about that?
There was no Super Mario 64, there was no Super Metroid, no Link to the Past. Sui Mind's Donkey Kong Country 3 run, which Sui Mind is very underground. He's very good at DKC3, and he's a unique gem, and he's Japanese, and they rejected his run. Like, this is not.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Run.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's not speedrun focused. That's like, this is an opportunity. This is a gem in speedrunning.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired of this. Like, they only have categories and games that no one wants to watch because they and Ocarina of Time 5%, Ocarina of Time any percent 5 years ago, right? They can't have it.
Yeah, 5 years ago they can't do it again. Why not?
It's been done.
So I think Oceanside with the GDQ, with what Apollo Legend did, and I know I've heard firsthand Apollo Legend. I'm not going to say he's done some things recently that I'm actually starting to support the guy, like really full on. And when I support someone, it's a big deal. It means a lot. It means a hell of a lot, and I'm starting to support him a lot. So we'll see what happens. Again, I'm not going as far as I understand. If it's good, it's good. If it's not good,
yeah,
maybe it'll be next year.
I mean, the biggest change in speedrunning, that video has was so much impact. It's almost unlike anything in speedrunning up to this point.
Yeah, it was big.
It's a big deal.
It was. I look at a lot of, because I get all these comments. I get thousands of comments. My channel is going viral, like legitimately. I get all these comments, and I'm looking at it's a lot of speedrunners, and I like that. I actually think that's incredible because the truth is, I love speedrunning. I love speedrunning. I love gameplay. I'm a gameplay. I'm obsessed with gameplay. I love it. I will die for gameplay. I dropped out of school for gameplay, like legit. I see these gamers, real gamers, and they have their gameplay on their channel, and that was me for years, for decades.
I feel you. Yeah.
And a lot of these people's channels, I'll like go to their social blade, they're all popping. Everybody in speedrunning now is winning. And you know why I actually think they're winning? It's because the cheaters, these cheaters like Billy Mitchell,
they're losing.
We're going to get to him later. The roast track on Billy Mitchell, that's coming up. Todd Rogers, Crystal, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Downtime Death I've been exposing for years. These people are getting out of the community, and real gamers are getting their heart back into speedrunning, and I think that is powerful. I really do think that's the soul. That's the soul of speedrunning. Is the real, you know, the daily speedrunners, the guys out there on the ground floor. Like, come on, these guys are killing it every day, and they get no love. They get no attention from other people. And I was like that. I know that. I've been there.
Yeah. So what's up with the clicks, man? Like
the clicks. You've watched King of Kong. You know, King of Kong.
That was a long time ago, but yeah, I have.
There's 2 documentaries. There's King of Kong with a G, like Kong, like, you know, Donkey Kong. It's a Donkey Kong, you know?
Yeah.
And then there's King of Con, it's Con. Like, this is a fraud. And everybody knows King of Kong, Donkey Kong was, you know, it was a they changed it, like they cheated a little bit, right? They edited a bunch to make it mainstream, you know, friendly, right? It was a commercial success.
I hope everyone in chat has watched King of Kong. It's amazing.
It's good. It's really good. It's commercially a success, right? You would say.
Yeah. How old is that now? Is it like 10 years old or something?
I think it's 8 or 10.
Yeah.
It's pretty old.
That's a good documentary. That was kind of like almost like the the stepping stone to speedrunning.
Yeah, legit. Well, check this out. So after that, and everybody knows it was all like fake, right? Or like mostly fake, like that. Like they made up a lot of stuff. But what happened is actually they the actual Donkey Kong community, and it was actually the Pac-Man community. The Donkey Kong community is like, this, what the hell is going on here? The Pac-Man community, they made their own documentary called The King of Con, C-O-N, which actually, and it's on YouTube. It was uploaded a month ago, and it was made a while ago, but it was uploaded a month ago. I'll put it in the your chat because it's an interesting watch if you're really into this cheating stuff. If you're really getting into primarily what's going on with the Todd Rogers, because Todd Rogers is in this documentary, and he says at one point Billy Mitchell should come out, and there's a guy there was a guy who got the Pac-Man World, like perfect Pac-Man, 1988, and the Twin Galaxies never verified the score, even though it was verifiable. They threw this into the trash, and then Billy Mitchell claimed to have a. I put it in your Discord. Billy Mitchell claimed to get a perfect Pac-Man a decade later. No verification here. He went to Japan off that perfect Pac-Man score, which probably never happened. And then that's messed up, right? That's really messed up. And so the Pac-Man people and Dwayne Richards, they made this documentary kind of saying this is really messed up. This is like really messed up. But that's kind of these clicks. Like you're talking about these clicks earlier.
Yeah.
This is what you see. Yeah, this is what you see. This is what you see nowadays. It's repeating itself, and it's like, why? You know, this was 40 years ago. This is 2 decades ago. But this Todd Rogers stuff goes back 40 years. Like,
yeah. Let's get into the fraud Rogers stuff more. Move away from Paul Legend a bit.
Oh yeah.
Let me change this slide here. That's pretty good, right?
Wait, I'm on. Oh, my stream wasn't playing. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying, dude. Content, dude, that's fucking sick.
that's why they're watching. All right. So,
you put this.
You know, first Todd gets exposed, and then now Billy's exposed, right?
Yeah, so the Billy thing, I don't have like personal, I didn't expose myself, but I know people that I knew about this Billy Mitchell thing 6 months ago. Yeah. So I wasn't surprised at all when that came out. But the Todd Rogers stuff and the Todd Rogers stuff is kind of a joke. Like,
it's like I was saying earlier, like everyone knew, but
it's ridiculous.
They needed someone mainstream to just like make it official, which is insane.
But I love it because what kills a click? It's success. Success destroys a click always. They hate it. They hate success. They hate succeeding. And you know, it's funny. It's true. But this Billy Mitchell thing. So what happened with Billy Mitchell is he was proven to be playing. He wasn't technically proven to be faking a run. He was proven to be playing on an emulator called MAME.
Right. And
Todd Rogers was, I mean, okay, if you've seen Apollo Legends video, if you've seen anything related to Apollo Legends, you know, the Todd Rogers obviously cheated. Like,
yeah,
the 551, it says it on the screen. Like,
Todd
it's just flat out fake.
Like, it's over for Todd.
Yeah, and actually, I thought, so a lot of his scores were like really high. I'm pretty sure actually that's because they used to track score looping. So if you like do a third, you can do play for like 50 hours or like 20 hours. So your score can just go up infinitely. So a lot of those crazy high scores were actually due to that, what I was told. But a lot of his scores are just like not possible.
Yeah.
And it's just absurd. Even if you could score loop, it was just absurd. So Todd Rogers is a joke. Billy Mitchell, on the other hand, this guy actually, I think this guy's sketchier than Todd Rogers. You just don't hear about it. There's no Apollo Legend video on it. And it's a little bit harder to do because there's no actually direct proof that he ever cheated. I mean, Splice the Run. There is proof that he cheated because of his MAME runs on Donkey Kong. He did MAME runs on Donkey Kong live at a venue. And I'm going to cover exactly what happened. This is very truthful. I've double-checked this hundreds of times. He played on a cabinet that he pretended it was live, and it wasn't live. It was MAME. Which, what does that mean? It means that he did not do the run live.
It means you're a cheater.
Yeah. So he did cheat. It wasn't proven that the run was spliced, but it was proven that he didn't do the run live, and he pretended it was live. And also, in the Donkey Kong community, they verify MAME runs differently. Yeah. So if you upload a MAME run, you have to upload your input file. Well, he didn't do that, so they threw his MAME runs out the window. You can't verify them, right? So they took his 900 and I think it's a 33. That's his only verifiable high score. And Billy Mitchell claimed that the tapes, the real tapes, this is bogus. There's no real tapes that were lost. Once the real tapes come out, he'll be fine. That's what he said. That's not true. That's a lie. There's no real tapes. Yeah, it's just, and I've spoken to. Because in my Discord, I know a lot of these old OG Donkey Kong guys because I know some of them. There was this one guy who started playing like the past several years ago, actually, and he played Crazy Kong and he plays Donkey Kong 2. He's on their leaderboard. Yeah. And he tells me all of this. So he got some of his friends to and actually Wes Copeland, he's like he has the second place now. The Donkey Kong world record was actually beaten in February, like February 1st, which is crazy. And Wes Copeland, he has the second place, and Wes Copeland told me specifically that what Billy Mitchell said about that tapes is 100% a lie, and it actually contradicts what happened. And Wes Copeland said, I can verify that 100%.
I see.
Live, he was there. So, but can you trust Billy Mitchell? No, there's no way in hell can you trust Billy Mitchell.
You seem to have a lot of information on this.
Do I? Yeah, well, I knew about this. I knew about this months ago because I know this guy who plays Crazy Kong. He's like he reads the forums. The Donkey Kong community, like the OG Donkey Kong, they actually split from Twin Galaxies like a decade ago or something, like 5 years ago. And why did they split from Twin Galaxies? Twin Galaxies is a joke. It's a complete hack, right? It's a joke. So
it's horrible.
They split from Twin Galaxies because it's just it's so bad. Like I can't even get into it.
If it wasn't for Apollo's video, then Todd would still be on.
Right? Like, how can he be on?
How is that even possible?
It gets worse. It gets worse. And the Billy Mitchell, I think Billy Mitchell's worse than Todd Rogers. Like legitimately, there's just no proof that there's no direct 100% proof that he spliced the run. Now, if you look at his Donkey Kong scores, he has very very dubious scores. Like pretty much the only way he could have got the possible scores that he did is if he got perfect RNG, which is not possible. It's like a statistical impossibility. So did he splice the run? Yeah, it's pretty certain he spliced the run. Like if I meet my friend on the street and he says, "Did Billy Mitchell splice the run?" Yeah, he spliced the run, and I would say that publicly, just flat out. There's no direct proof of it, but the King of Con, this Pac-Man documentary, brutal. That's brutal look on.
Is that a recommended watch?
Hell yeah! I put it in your I put it in the Discord actually.
Yeah.
I can't put it in your chat because it's a link. So. Put that in. Put that in there. Put that in your chat because it's big. It's a big deal.
Oh, why couldn't you?
It's a link. I have. It's like a.
I see.
But yeah, that doc. If you like this stuff, check that out. It's pretty damn entertaining. But and Todd Rogers is in there. Go to about the 10. It's like the 106 mark. He calls out Billy Mitchell and says, Billy Mitchell, I think you should just come out and if you did get the perfect score, you did get it. And if Bill Bastable got it, Bill Bastable got it. I think you should just come out and be straightforward about it. And I'm like, you can't say that, Todd Rogers. Everybody's seen his pace spin. Like, how can you say that? This is like a decade ago. Like, what? Like, how? It's just ridiculous.
Isn't it that Todd is still denying it?
Yeah, I didn't actually read his pace spin. Do you know what specifically like his denial was?
No, I don't know. I just know what I've heard. I haven't heard him like accept it, like admit it. So,
well,
that's one of my.
I know Billy Mitchell said specifically that they had the wrong tapes, and so I think I frequently read, or I briefly looked over the Todd Rogers one, and he said that. What did he say? It was ridiculous. He said that it's good that he's being falsely accused because it's ramping up security. That's what he said. And it's just like I don't know. I guess that's what we have. I get it. I guess that's what we're gonna lead to a guy who's he's claiming he's being falsely accused. It's a good thing, and he's just gonna let it happen, even though he did get the 551, which. It's just insane. But every single cheater I've met, except for a few of them, are they just lie about. They just lie
it's
literally to the end.
Delusional.
Literally, like it's delusional, and it's just like Lee SDA. This guy was an old Yoshi's Island speedrunner god. Yeah. Turns out he was a hack.
He got exposed recently as well. Like
in the Crystal drama. He actually he said, yeah, I faked that one run, but the rest are real. Like, he said something like that. And they were like, can you just come out and directly say what's not happened? Like, what's up, dude? It was a long time ago. And he didn't. He never responded. And it's like, well, that guy's a liar, too. He doesn't care. They all claim, he actually, and Lee SDA said this. He said, I don't care about the speedruns. I don't care about the leaderboard. I'm making fake runs, but I don't care about the leaderboard. I just did it for the friends.
Yeah. He just wanted to hang out with the Yoshi people.
This is ridiculous. Like, you're making fake runs. Like, how many years? Sig Lemick, they were friends. So I know Sig Lemick personally.
Sig Lemick was in the YouTube chat earlier as well.
Oh really? He probably saw it. But so actually, I'll shout you out your thing on my Discord. But yeah, Sig actually, he has photos of him and Lee SDA. They had those famous Sig, AGDQ 2013 photos where they're like drinking from the same cup. That's him and Lee. It's famous. And then I was talking to Sig about it, and he's like, I mean, you feel scammed. You feel lied to. You were lied to. Of course you feel lied to. Of course you feel scammed. You were scammed. These guys are liars. They're liars. I would say most cheaters are pathological liars. Like, just flat out. You have to be a pathological liar to do that, and then to continually lie about it. I can never cheat a run because it would either be terrible and I just don't have the expertise. But even if I somehow possibly could cheat a run, I couldn't maintain it. I could not maintain that lie. I would crack instantly, right? It's like, and most people are like that. Like, 99% of people, and that's actually why I think
that's very interesting, actually.
No, it's messed up, dude.
It's like Todd, man. Just the example, like
and Billy Mitchell's another one where it's like he called the people, the Donkey Kong community, he called the Donkey Kong community the Lonely Losers Club because they're jealous, and so they found some excuse to remove his times where he was actually found 100% factual confirmed proof that he was being disingenuous and very likely cheating. Very likely splicing. He was cheating flat out, but very likely splicing. And it's like,
yeah,
I don't know. You can go on some he went on some bogus podcast. This is a real podcast.
Yeah, dude, this is 100%.
This is a winning podcast. Billy Mitchell went on some bogus beta gamer podcast. It was a hack. It was laughable.
It was a hack. Some dark alley podcast.
What is this? It's garbage. So. It's hard to watch.
Someone asked in the chat, when is the podcast with Todd Rogers? I mean,
wait, get the podcast. He has a Twitter actually. I keep tweeting at him.
If he wants to come on, dude, then sure.
Make sure to tweet at Todd Rogers at Todd Rogers 64. And Billy Mitchell, I think, is Billy Pac-Man. That's their Twitters, and they will never respond. I don't even think they use the fucking.
Don't they have tweets like the most recent tweets are from like years ago or like months ago?
Yeah, and it's always like some contest or something.
Right. Like they're not active.
Yeah, but it's still funny to tweet at them and be like, "Hey, Billy, Todd Rogers,
yeah, I think
really good."
I saw you follow Todd.
yeah, I'm the only speedrunner that I follow in my realm that's follow. Well, I actually really liked Billy Mitchell when I saw the King of Kong originally. I really liked Billy Mitchell. I thought that I didn't suspect him of cheating. Like, honestly, God, I didn't suspect him of cheating. I thought that Billy Mitchell was a stand-up guy. I thought he
had a cool.
Hey, you know what?
Like
everybody's cocky. He's just what's the big deal?
Wasn't he the guy with like the hot sauce or whatever?
Yeah, the hot sauce.
Yeah.
But
it was kind of like
he's a liar. He's a liar. Like, he's just it's sad.
Insane.
I guess I think the worst part of it. I think the one big takeaway, and you actually see parallels to this. And I was talking about the SM64 leaderboards. I've been relentlessly complaining about the Link to Pass leaderboards. The Link to Pass leaderboards they're a disaster. The corruption in the old arcade community is unreal. It's completely unreal, and there is no way there's nothing any people could have done about it. And so that's what the Donkey Kong community, they got the F out. Donkey Kong community is like, okay, we're just gonna make our own community. Dwayne Richards, he made his own documentary exposing this shit, because that guy actually watched that documentary, The King of Kong, with an N. He seems like the only person. Well, they interviewed a bunch of guys, but he seems like the main character, and he seems like he was just trying to play the game. He just wanted to play the game. He just wanted to play Pac-Man and get the perfect Pac-Man. And he had a conversation with Billy Mitchell in the middle of it. He's like, "Hey, I don't know how someone could live with themselves," line like that. And Billy Mitchell's like, "Well, maybe they sleep." He's like, "Yeah, you couldn't sleep." And Billy Mitchell says, "Some of them sleep softly, sleep silently." and yeah, they're talking to each other about cheaters and they didn't know at the time that because Dwayne Richard was his friend at the time. It's pretty it's pretty interesting. And there's actually a bunch of cheaters like Crystal. It's not proven that Crystal's cheating. This is another case. And actually, well, that's a weird one. Downtime Death. I know we're gonna talk about him later.
Right.
That's a hilarious Lee SDA EXO, the EXO SDA. That was a big one.
I mean, Crystal cheating, that's extremely likely. I watch your videos on it, and she does all these weird strats, and it's crazy. Yeah,
the Crystal one is
I mean, it'd be very, very unlikely that was real.
That is such a weird case, because the truth of it, she's way better than any of these other clowns. Basically, she's way better at cheating, and she has years of experience cheating. She was cheating in Ragnarok Online 1. Apparently, she got the first 99 in one of the servers on a famous server in Ragnarok Online 1, but she bought it or something. And then she cheated in 2DX for years. They have actually found proof. I guess they didn't find proof for it. She claims there's proof for it, and she admitted to cheating.
Was it only claimed times, or did she upload videos and stuff?
No, she never uploaded a video. So that was one of the suspicious parts. Crystal never uploaded a video.
I see.
Of her playing 2DX. So most people, Goose in the chat is saying it's obvious Crystal cheats. Yeah, a lot of people do not believe this crap. And actually, I would venture that 80% of people, regardless, interview them at any point, do not believe her scores. but the whole Link to Past community, we were very, and actually not the entire Link to Past. A lot of the Link to Past people, I know people very suspicious about her. And
yeah.
the point is, she actually did cheat in 2DX. She posted these scores these times in Link to the Past. She did a lot for Link to the Past. So it's like, well, what do we do here? But the truth is, my ultimate conclusion, and I actually removed times on speedruns, and it created some drama. I removed her times on Zelda speedruns 100%.
Right.
Her times are not verifiable. You cannot verify her times. Just no hard proof she cheated, and it's very likely. But the reality is, they abandoned ZSR. So ZSR, some things happened to ZSR, right?
Right. Let me get this slide here.
Some things happened to ZSR here.
This is CSR now, but they have a new domain, right? Like, maybe you can fill us in on what happened here with.
It's Zelda.speedruns, which I'm like, it's an okay cop out.
But the whole Narcissa situation here, right? Like, what's up?
Yeah, I'm not due to this. Narcissa did this. I made 2 videos on it, and I anonymous hack. Well, it's obvious Narcissa did this. It has her name in it, right? She owned the domain. She owns the domain, yeah. Yeah, so obviously it was Narcissa. So Narcissa took back this because Narcissa doesn't like the actual the current ZSR staff, the new generation. She gave the ZSR, she pretty much handed over the keys to the website. Earlier this year, I heard, to the current ZSR staff. And that's comprised of Boko Blins, Dragonbane, and Tresco. Yeah. And that's the current staff. And then she said that she really did not like the direction they took the website almost immediately, and especially considering the Breath of Wild leaderboards, because she runs Breath of Wild. Mm-hmm. And I don't really know that. I don't really follow, but that told me. And I had a very, very big problem with these people because I removed Crystal's fake runs off her list website, right?
Yeah.
Very worst case, impossible to verify. These runs are impossible to verify.
Impossible.
If you can bring forward proof, or highly verifiable runs, I'm all for it. But Crystal will never do that, and Crystal has actually never done that. She has carefully skated by that, and gotten a lot of people to defend her, but she's never actually done that.
She's literally the most sketchy speedrunner ever.
Yeah, 100%. And she's good at cheating, legit. She edited memory card data on her. She played 2DX like Mania. She edited memory card data. Then she took a picture of her CRT, which has the edited memory card data. So this is not photoshopped, or maybe she photoshopped the CRT. I heard both. But the memory card data, you can do another thing. She was saying you can actually upload the game to a computer and then slow it down in fraps and then play it. And it's just this is ridiculous. The ridiculous methods of cheating that they circumvent the general. I spliced the run and cheated, right? Mm-hmm. Todd Rogers, he went the opposite direction where he just made up fake scores. It's oops. And Crystal's kind of she's more extreme. But I actually had a guy who messaged me on Twitch. I don't know, no idea who this is, and he said she has emulator checks. So he looked at the emulator menu and you're oh look, you can't click stop recording, which means it's not a video. Therefore, it's real, right? But I had a guy that messaged me and said, hey, look, it's very easy to edit that. Actually edit the emulator, literally recode the emulator. It's very easy. And then
not even video program, just edit the emulator.
Straight up edit the emulator so that it displays different menus. Yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
He said this is very easy to do, and he actually showed me how to do it. He told me how to do it. Right. I don't know how to. I don't know anything about code, but I'm trying to do it as we speak. But so this Crystal thing, it's a little bit more. Well, shoot.
Yeah.
This is much deeper than Todd Rogers.
Well, it's so funny. Our passion is speedrunning, right? But
I love speedrunning. Yeah, I love gameplay.
Splicing.
Yeah, she loves cheating. She's
that's
good at
her art.
Get in a different hobby, Crystal. Go to do drug games in Mexico and the European sex trade industry. They'll love you there. You'll fit right in. But in the speedrunning scene, what are you doing in here? But the other thing that happened with Zelda speedruns, Narcissa basically didn't like. So I took these crystals runs off leaderboard, and this is where the corruption starts. ZSR and the Link to Past click. If you guys don't know, the Link to Past community, it's primarily run by a click, and this click is equivalent of Twin Galaxies. It's in its infancy, and I'm actually so glad I'm exposing them because they are losing their credibility quickly.
Maybe you could just explain what a click is for the people who don't know.
If you guys don't know what a click is, it's like they have a similar interest, but it has a negative connotation. It has a very negative connotation, and the theory behind it is that clicks care about the click. Their primary interest is the click, and it's protecting the click. And so you and I have a similar interest in speedrunning, and all these gamers in the chat, we have a similar interest in speedrunning. So if somebody threatens speedrunning or the game, or will defend it, right? But the click doesn't care about the game, yet they play the game, so it kind of like latches onto the game and it infects the game. Yeah. But it primarily is interested in the click. And you saw this in Twin Galaxies, actually. What does Twin Galaxies do? They, no matter what, they defend Todd Rogers.
That's a click.
Because Todd Rogers, he was an instrumental. He was a referee. He was instrumental. He had all their top times. He gave them clout. So no matter what, they went to extreme efforts to defend Todd Rogers, to defend their click. Extreme efforts, like they would just lie, pretty much, or they just delay this crap. Now their clicks always fail. They're designed to fail. It's a gaming thing. They're designed to fail. They always fail, but success kills them. This thing with Apollo Legend, that was predictable. That was actually a predictable thing. So what happened is, a little bit of success is exposed to the click. The click has to sever their limb. They have to sever the cancerous limb.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. For sure.
Yeah. So Link to the Past click. So there's the same click in Link to the Past, and when they had a cheater, one of their click members started cheating, and they defended the click guy. This is when I really exposed to me. I'm like, oh my god.
Are we talking about Downtime Death?
Yeah, and we'll get into him later. He's hilarious. We'll get into it later. But so what happened is the Link to the Past click. They have power. They have this perception of power. They don't actually have power. They don't have power. Who has power? You have power. You have 42,000 subs.
I have power. Apollo Legend has power.
Yeah. Apollo Legend has 120,000 subs. Who actually has power? It's you guys. It's people who really speedrun the game. It's the real speedrunners.
It's the winners.
It's the real people down on doing the work, right? It's these clicks don't run the game. So they'll pretend to because they want this perception, and they create false infrastructure. And they got into ZSR. They had ZSR. Hey, this WQ guy, he's insane. He's crazy. He's removing fake runs. He's removing real runs from the leaderboard. Crystals runs. They're referring to Crystals runs, and I have screenshots. And they said, they got me and the click leaders into a Discord, and they said, let's debate what the hell is going on here, right? Mm-hmm. And what happened? There's no debate. I said, who thinks Crystals runs are real? And I have screenshots to prove this.
Does anyone actually think that?
Who thinks Crystals runs are real? Yeah, I'm like, who actually thinks? Nobody came forward. But two of these click leaders and the ZSR staff specifically, they said, no, top runners have looked at runs and they've verified them real. They just kept telling me that. I'm like, no, who is this? Who said this? I'm a top runner of this game. I've talked to Jaden. I've talked to poor little Pingus. These guys specifically have said these are not real. Who thinks these runs are real? Like, I want to know. I'm just curious. Nobody came forward. And then the ZSR staff said, all right, good debate. And they kicked me off the leaderboards. They demodded me. Straight up.
Nobody came forward, really.
Yeah, nobody came forward. There was no debate. The ZSR staff said, hey, you know what? Good debate. You're off.
Sometimes
You're
they
out.
have to be there. Like, they have to be on the leaderboards, but no one even trusts her.
Yeah,
or like...
and no other time. Only her times. Nobody else matters. Only her. Like, why are you're forcing fake runs? But who thinks Crystal's runs are real? So ZSR, what are you doing? You're killing yourselves. You're killing your brand. You're digging a horrible ditch. It makes no sense, right? And then what happened? Narcissa took her website back, which the powerful move, and a lot of that actually happened in my Discord. I'm straight up. That was a power play for winners.
Her doing that? You like
Hell yeah, dude! Yeah. Because ZSR died that day when they put Crystal's unverifiable fake runs in the face of direct proof, in the face of direct question marks, no evidence. They put her fake runs on that leaderboard, and that ZSR died that day. Yeah, and the new ZSR, whatever they can put however many fake runs. I do not support that.
They had been dying for a long time for me, but that was like,
my god.
That's crazy.
Messed up, dude. I think that's whack. I think that's whack, dude. But hey, ZSR, the new ZSR, it looks great. I love it. I think speedrunning is going straight uphill. Honestly, I think it's all speedrunning. It's all speedrunning. It's doing so good. It's going uphill.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So, do you like? You have anything in mind relating to this?
Yeah, I don't want to talk I don't want to talk too much. I don't want to steal your show, but I can talk a hell of a lot.
I don't really look at it like that, because I don't know. It's kind of like when you have a podcast, you have guests.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like some hosts just like interrupt every single second.
That's true.
That's not really me. Like I don't know.
Personally, this is a great podcast.
Yeah,
this is a great podcast.
Thank you. Great podcast so far, guys.
I know a lot. I have a lot of insider info.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I have a very good time. I have very good times in the past. Like I put my money where my mouth is.
Right. It's not like you're some random loser. You actually have you have some times to back it up too.
I have a lot of underground. I follow these clicks. I know a lot. I know a lot about the underground stuff that you never hear about. And I think it's so sad that over decades of Twin Galaxy stuff, nobody could speak out about it, and nobody was able to create a real argument. I actually did create a real argument. I legitimately created real arguments, and I used real people. I used real people to say, hey, this is stuff messed up. And eventually, at first, at Link to Past Click, they literally mass disliked every video I posted, and they basically started flaming me and trash talking, using a bunch of fake arguments and just like attacking my character, literally for like 20, 50 videos in a row.
So when did you like start being so outspoken against the clicks and stuff?
Well, this actually goes back to like 2014 when there's this guy named Downtime Death who, and if you go to my channel, if you Google everybody, I want everybody to do a little experiment. I get different results. Everybody gets different results on Google, right? Go to Google and type in Downtime Death and see what are the top responses. Because, and this was actually one of my I'll
do it myself.
This was one of my I'm putting the chat right now.
Downtime Death.
This was one of my main arguments, actually. It's make it public. People will decide who's right and wrong. I'm going to make it public, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm going to make it public, and people are going to decide. And what happened? People started to wake up. Yeah, 3 of the top responses are my videos on it, right? So before this is in August, he started cheating in 2016. Actually, I think he started cheating in the middle of 2015, right? But the click ignored that. He started explicitly cheating in 2016, and then I started making videos middle of 2017. It was a year and a half. But before I started making videos on this, there was nothing, absolutely nothing about him on the internet. And I would say this is one of the worst cases of cheating, in terms of maliciousness, you're gonna find online. Outside of I think Billy Mitchell. I think Billy Mitchell's honestly. I think Todd Rogers is number 2, and then I think Crystal's up there. I think Downtime Death's up there. A lot. Like, it's pretty messed up, but there's no info on it. Like, why is there no info when it's like it's a big problem? I mean, and it should at least be public, because what happens is he still had a Speedrun.com account. He still had a Twitch stream. He would play other games. Like, he wanted to speedrun other games. Like, okay, I'm not saying you can't speedrun other games, Downtime. I'm saying that people should be aware that you spent a year cheating, making fake evidence, splicing runs on webcam, lying about everything, manipulating half of the community into randomly agreeing with like this is pretty egregious stuff.
Oh man,
there's zero evidence for it. I mean, it's the type of thing where he would make friends with moderators, or he would make his friends into moderators so that they would cover him up.
Yeah.
And these are the same people that talk to the ZSR staff, and they're the same people that moderate the Speedrun.com leaderboards and put his times back on.
So do you think there's a click for like essentially every speed game, or is it just like how?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm guessing so. I knew there was one for Link to Past. Like, it's horrible.
Right.
And then I know somebody was talking to me about. Yeah, Retro says the best part was making a persona be a girl. This is bad, and there's no info on this anywhere on the internet, and it's all proven. And it's like this.
Oh, did he do that?
It was bad. This is beyond bad. Like how could I'm not kidding. He spent 3 months pretending to be a girl, and then they rewarded him by putting his times back onto speedrun.com. 100% legitimate. Like it's so I've heard people say that there's clicks. I've heard people say clicks in the Super Metroid Discord. I was banned in the Super Metroid Discord, even though I've looked at it one time in my life. I don't go in there. I don't play Super Metroid. Yet I was banned from the Super Metroid Discord by who? I've heard people say the Super Metroid Discord's ran by a click. I've heard that the Metroid Prime is like completely ran by a click. I've heard that like SRL used to be kind of very clicky. You know, the Garrison click, Crystal click, Donkey Kong Country. You guys know there's clicks in the DKC community.
Yeah, I think
there's
most,
a lot of
most
clicks.
Gamers in chat can kind of relate to, probably.
Yeah. I actually think the majority of
their own
gamers,
respective games.
They're not vocal about it. They don't say anything, and so they just do their own thing and then leave. Right? That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, League of Pass was my life. Like I had to do this. Like I had to speak out against it. Like if I didn't speak out about it, I would have collapsed. You know, it was do or die, like 100%. So I think I got lucky that it was do or die because I was able to speak out about it, and then people. I realized that most people agree with me. Most people actually do agree with me because most people at one point in their life have been teamed up on and ganged up on by a bunch of people who hate you and just make up fake arguments, and they like all agree with each other, you know, and like randomly. And everything you say is wrong in their mind, and everything they say is correct in their mind, and it doesn't line up with reality, and it's like this is messed up. And that's how I became an alpha gamer. Real talk. That's how I became an alpha gamer, and that's why I'm spreading a powerful message right now. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel right now, you are going to become an alpha gamer. This is a real message.
Go sub to WQ, guys. How many subs are you at now? Almost 1K?
Probably, dude. Probably getting big numbers. Yeah, 930, dude. That's huge. I was at 800 2 days ago. Like, my growth right now is massive.
Can I get a 1 in chat if you guys are going to go sub to WQ right now?
That's a powerful statement.
Let me link your YouTube, actually. Let's get this up here. 2. Oh my god.
Yeah, my channel right now has the best. I would say it has the best growth of any speedrun YouTuber.
I'm gonna have to time you out, Pug. I can't have that here.
I'm very fortunate that the speedrun YouTube community are all killing it right now. These guys are
111. Okay.
They're super good. You guys are powerful, competitive, real. I'm very fortunate to have such good competition. But I'm a competitive guy. I'm a speedrunner. I'm here to win.
Have a lot of good gameplay, man.
I play to win. I'm my world record. I mean, world record. I tattooed world record on. This is my life. But
I think speedrunners are very good compared to other games.
You know, I actually made a video saying that. I actually never believed that for years, but I started to think about it. I can 100% guarantee you speedrunners are more dedicated than almost any other game. Any other game, like 100%. And actually, I do think you see a higher concentration of world record speedrunning than anywhere else in the universe. Anywhere else in the universe, any point in history, right? That's just true. Everybody knows that. But a lot of people say that's because they're on optimized world records. But I don't. I'm going to look at the stats here. I'm looking at the stats here, and the stats say that speedrunning has a higher concentration of world records. You know, it's just a true thing. It's a true statement. And you know why? Because people care. Because we're real gamers, and people care. And people like playing real games.
Yeah.
And 20 years ago, you played a really good game. And you start coming 20 years later, like, I want to get the world record in that game. And you tell yourself that. It doesn't matter if anyone's played before.
I mean, the sheer amount of people in other games.
Yeah.
it's
the real reason.
More, but speedrun is really good, honestly.
Straight up. So that's what I actually do think. I do think speedrunners are. There's a lot of potential. There's a lot of potential here.
Let's actually see if we can get. I'm gonna get Downtime Death's video up here.
Yeah, I know you had this. I know you had a slide. You guys are gonna love this. You guys are gonna. This is ridiculous.
Let's see if I can make this work here.
So this is why I'm criticized clicks, and this is why. And actually, I think it's insane. I think this is insane because, the Twin Galaxies, the corruption of the Twin Galaxies, and how they're saying Todd Rogers is not. Todd Rogers is fine, right? Todd Rogers, he's 551. It was verified live, right? It's real. This is a fake run. What you're seeing on your screen right now is a 100% proven fake run. It's on his CRT.
Right.
It was proven fake, 100%. And he did 4 of these. And people actually, they saw this and they said, okay, it's real. And WQ, you're a liar, and this run's real. They said that. They said it directly in my face, and I left the link to pass to me. I don't talk to these people anymore because of this. And I know real gamers back in the 40 years ago, 30 years ago experienced the same thing. It's so corrupt, and the click, they jump on it. They're like, okay, it's good, it's fine, no problem. And same thing in Twin Galaxies, and it's like that corruption in Twin Galaxies. It's obvious because it's so dated. It's so obvious. That corruption, it's current. It's smaller.
Yeah. But so how is he doing this?
Okay, so you have to look at Ganon, and it's hard to tell because it's a CRT. The fire bats, when they start spawning, they have to spawn in a very specific order, in-line isomorphs. So yeah, if you play the video, oh, it's earlier. Go back like 40 seconds. Go back like 40 seconds, or like 30 seconds.
Let me see. Should I play the entire Ganon fight?
Yeah, just play from the start because it's like 20 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, that's no. Go back. Well, I'm on delay.
This is before.
Yeah, right. So that's perfect. Like, basically, we're gonna see on his screen the fire bats when the ring of fire bats when they start spawning. They have to spawn in a very specific order, and then they all attack you in a very specific order. It's 100% guaranteed. It's called an arc variable. It's in an arc cycle, and it's scripted. So if your ice armor fight is longer, or if you die, it'll change, right? But if that doesn't happen, it can't change. And it's hard to tell where the first one spawns because of the video. It was looked into, it's guaranteed. But when the first one attacks you, that's actually very obvious. So you're going to see, and you're actually going to see the Link get hit. You actually see him get damaged because the spawn cycle is different. So like right here how it attacks you, yeah, that's the wrong one. It was one to the left. And he actually gets hit because that last fire bat, it's not supposed to attack you right there. That's a fire bat too.
Right, so this is a pre-recorded run. He's feeding through a CRT.
Right, so he's feeding a pre-recorded run through a CRT from his laptop, and you can see him start the video. So this is actually he's streaming a video of a video on a CRT, and we're watching a stream of a video of a stream of a video of a video on a CRT, like legit. That's actually what's going on. And there's the funniest part. There's no controller audio. The link I can post the link for this video. There's no controller audio. Yet there is webcam audio, so that's just not possible. So that's the easy way to say this is fake. But the harder way, the fire bats spawn wrong.
Yeah.
Yo, Pug Overload, you're an alpha gamer.
So there's no controller cam here, conveniently.
You can see in the start of the video and in he got a 12350. That's also fake. It has the Ganon's fine, but the run's fake. He gives a thumbs up at the end of the run. He gives a thumbs up, and it's like, get out of here, dude. How do people believe this? Like, how do people believe this crap? It's so bogus, dude. It's so bogus.
And after he released this video, right, they had like some kind of a celebration race or something?
Yeah, there's a race. There was a race. The Link to Past click decided that he was real. It was legitimate. So they actually all did a race on CRT. They all did a race on their webcam. And it's just advertised as a race. And this is like what I think is really lame because the clicks, it's not like this devious hive mind and you sign a blood pack and then you're in the click, right? That's not how it works. So they'll get random people, completely random people involved in stuff that these random people have no. I mean, how many people do not know that Downtime Death cheated? I started making exposure videos on this guy 6 months ago, and dozens of people came up to me and said, "Do you have proof that this guy even cheated at all, or do you just hate his guts?" And it's like, no, this was proven a year ago. There was 100%. It had nothing to do with me. I didn't do anything.
So how much hate did you get for trying to expose?
A lot. A lot. I made an exposure with this guy. They all have more dislikes than likes, and I'm like, I'm trying to expose a guy for cheating.
So is that just the click members? Is disliking?
Yeah, like why would I have? Like it must be. Who else is disliking these videos? It doesn't make sense. But yeah, this downtime death. It's just this whole interaction is just like, it was sad. It was flat out sad. I really don't like seeing that, and I'm on my guns in this one. If you accidentally defend a cheater,
Yeah.
okay, that sucks. You're a loser. That sucks. But whatever. If it's an accident, it's fine. If it's intentional, you're a big loser. But you're not cheating. So I don't criticize people that don't cheat. If somebody's not obviously cheating, I'm not going near them. If they are defending a cheater, if they're putting fake runs back in the leaderboard, or they're like making some ridiculous cover up, like there's one guy who deleted the evidence, and I know Retro made a video on it, and then the guy deleted the webpage because of Retro's video was getting views. So why do I say clicks hate success? Apollo Legend destroyed the Twin Galaxies to click with success. Retro, his video is getting very successful, and they linked a past click. They actually attacked Retro. They said that we didn't make this so that some YouTuber can get views.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, so you guys are actually afraid of, like, straight up afraid of success. That's why I say it. Time and time again. I'll continue to say it. If you'll see this all the time. But basically,
Oops.
Downtime Death, he's a cheater. He's a scumbag. And the click. So they were protecting him, and I think that's lame. And it's like, unless you're an actual devious person, I'm not gonna flame you. I only flame cheaters. Why do I flame cheaters? Well, come on. I'm cheating. Of course I'm flaming cheaters.
Yeah.
They like want to be flamed. Part of me thinks they want to be flamed. That's why they cheat. They make these fake runs. It's obvious. They want to lose. Their whole goal is to lose, and they have these huge egos. So they go to some ridiculous effort to lose. Somebody exposes them, and they're like, "Oh, I could have done it. I only play for friends." You know, they make up these excuses because their whole goal from the start was to lose. Isn't that crazy?
It's absolutely insane, and that's the worst excuse ever. Like I only cheated. I only spliced runs to hang out with the community. Like,
yeah, that is like,
it's
another level. That's another level.
Mind-boggling. It's a hard word.
Just think about that. Like, think about it. Hasn't make sense at all.
And he
like
got exposed from the controller cam, right?
Yeah, Lee SDA. This Yoshi's. He pretended to play a controller cam, and like none of the inputs matched up, but nobody just noticed for like 4 years.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's just, and I mean, it sucks because most speedrunners are good people, and most of us are, you know, honest, nice people, and nobody wants to say this guy's cheating. Nobody wants to say that, and nobody wants to, you know, most people don't care. You know, most people just play for this game, and most people, you know, they don't. And so it's like, they don't look. They're not looking for cheaters, right? They're not looking for, like, I don't look for cheaters. You know, I'm not actively looking for, like, I think Downtime Death is cheating 6 months before he made his first fake run, or his first obviously fake run, 6 months ago. But no one's looking for it. I looked at some of his old stuff, and I looked at the timelines, and I was very active. Like, I know this guy a lot. Plus, he actually went on a hate campaign targeted specifically against me.
Was Link to the Past like your life back then?
Yeah, but Link to the Past is my life, straight up. Yeah, I would say it still is.
Are you transitioning more into like doing alpha gamer content now?
What I'm doing is I'm giving a Link to the Past to the people. The game gave me so much, I'm giving it back to the people, right. Like 100%. But yeah, Downtime Death, he went on a hate campaign specifically targeted against me because I said, hey, this desert split, you got a gold split, it doesn't line up with the, like, there's a timing discrepancy. Why is there a huge timing, 20 frames? Why is there a 20 frame timing discrepancy? I brought up this question in chat, and then he went on this ridiculous hate campaign, and he got the whole community to hate on me and make me look like a terrible person. But that timing discrepancy was never answered. So this is why is the click dangerous? Why is the click a threat? Because this is how the clicks operate. They don't, you know, the whole thing is designed to cover up the click and protect the click. It hurts the game. It ends up hurting the game. And, you know, if that timing discrepancy was actually because he cheated, he made a fake run and mistimed it, we could have figured this out 6 months before it ever really blew up. And it just got worse. So he started cheating. He explicitly was cheating for 3 months. And then eventually a community member, and I'm specifically calling out this community member, I'm not by name, The person who did this steps forward and did this against a good friend of his, right? And not a good friend. Sometimes that's a terrible friend. A terrible friend of his. He said, "Hey, I found actual. I need to expose it. I need to go public." So I'm going to give him a lot of credit for that. Outside of that, this guy is deep in the click. He's straight up outside of that. He's deep in the click, which sucks. But if that click structure is like very, it creates a very bad atmosphere for the game. It sucks, Yeah, it's the same thing happened in GoldenEye. Our Goose knows about this. The same thing happened in GoldenEye. The same thing happened in Super Mario 64, where all the Japanese runners were cheating, and they all knew about it, and none of them, anyone. The same thing happened in Twin Galaxies. How I knew about Billy Mitchell 6 months ago. Straight up, 6 months ago, I knew about Billy Mitchell. I was not surprised at all. Well, everybody knew about Todd Rogers. How many people, but I'm serious about that. How many people have told me directly, "Oh yeah, I knew about Todd Rogers a decade ago"? A dozen, 2 dozen.
Because he was so bad at cheating too.
Yeah. Everybody knew about Todd Rogers. Everybody knew about Billy Mitchell. You can't speak out about it because click, right? And it's unfortunate, and I'm hoping it gets better. And actually, I really like the Speedrun YouTube scene, because the Speedrun YouTube scene is very good about winning. Just flat out dominating success. Yeah. And what that means is that cheaters these clicks don't breathe of that. Now that might bring in other problems. I don't think cheating is ever going to go away. It won't. No. But I think that a positive community atmosphere. Let's welcome it in. I'm all for that. That's good.
It's just a fundamental issue with speedrunning, right?
Yeah, I think so. You made a good point about it last night.
Yeah.
It is. It's unique.
It sucks too.
It's unique to sports. Yeah.
It does suck.
But what can you do?
Calmar says, I think 98% of runners are legit. What do you think?
Yeah, I actually agree. I completely. But think about that. If there's 400 runs in a, that means 6 are fake.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah, exactly.
How many fake runs are I actually made this claim, and it's a famous quote for me.
Statistics.
Every single major leaderboard has a fake run. That's a quote. I mean, it's famous. It's a famous quote. How many fake runs are on the Ocarina of Time leaderboards? How many fake runs are on the Super Mario 64 leaderboards, Super Metroid leaderboards, Link to the Past leaderboards, Sunshine leaderboards? How many fake runs are on these?
Guaranteed a couple.
0? If somebody can come forward and say there's 0 fake runs on all those leaderboards, I don't know about that. I don't think that's possible. I think there's a lot of fake runs, and a lot of these fake runs, there's nothing you can do about it. It's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
If somebody cheats correctly, what do you do about it?
Paul Legend, he got a fake run in just the other month or whatever.
What are people going to do about it?
You can't do anything.
It's all community. It's all community focused. And actually, I was thinking, if we have more live events, it kills speedrunners, because they're fake speedrunners, the cheaters, because they can't play live. So what happens is nobody trusts these cheaters. Let's be real. Nobody trusts Crystal. Nobody trusts Todd Rogers. So it's actually the real community, the smart people, that doesn't change. And if you have live events, it actually gives an opportunity for the real guys to succeed more. So thinking about it, this is this might be kind of an interesting workaround, or a way to put the straws in the favor of real speedrunners.
Yeah, no, I agree. So let's see, we're at 1 hour 7 minutes. that went fast, man.
Yeah, that was powerful, dude.
Let's see. Is there anything we haven't covered yet?
Well, I wanted to make fun of Downtime Death more. He's my favorite person to make fun of.
That guy is such a loser. Holy fuck.
So why do I think it's so important to expel cheaters in communities and have actual rigid guidelines? Because what's everybody's favorite quote? It's just a game. Who cares about cheating? I just play for the I don't care.
I hate that personally.
What did Crystal say? She said all that stuff. She said all that stuff, by the way. If you really think Crystal's runs are real, well, she said all that stuff. How can they be real, right? No, I'm kidding, but come on, this is bogus. So, Downtime Death, he made these fake runs, and what did the Link to Past community do? And this is all documented. It's all documented on my YouTube channel. Downtown Death, or the community, said, hey, you know what? Downtown Death cheated for a year straight and lied about it. And he made fake evidence. He spliced together evidence to have that firebat thing not happen. He's like, look, it's real. I don't know. Like, obviously, it's just, he said it's my cart. He said my cart is bugged. What the hell are you saying? So he did this. The League of Pass community said, you know what? We want him to be in our community. And so they actually said, it's fine if he's in our race. We had a tournament going on at the same time. It's fine if he's in our tournament. They said that. They said, it's fine. I don't mind racing with the guy. I don't mind hanging out with him. He's a great guy. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. It's like a direct contradiction of reality.
That's insane to me, man.
Like, that's insane. What it is it's a lie. It's a lie by the clique because they're trying to maintain their image. Right? But yeah, it's just a lie. So what did Downtown Death do? And this is an interesting theory of mine. I think Downtown Death hates his friends. His supposed friends. He hates the clique. Like, there's nobody... Think about it. If you make fake runs for a year or 3 months or 6 months and then lie about everything, you hate the game. You hate these people. You hate the clique, like 100%, right? There's no other way around it. Like, wow, what else would you... So Downtown Death hates these people. They don't realize it. And then what he's doing is he made a fake account. He made a fake account called Silent Sophie. Oh, Silent Sophie. Yeah. He pretended to be a girl for 3 months. Actually, it's like 2.5. But 3 months, he made a fake alter ego pretending to be a girl. No, we can't do anything about it. What can the community do about it? You know, unless there's proof it's Downtown Death, can't do anything about it. Well, what we should have done is expel him from the community so he doesn't stick around. So what happens after he makes a fake alt account? The League of Pass community. I'm not kidding you. Great. They put his times back on the leaderboard. I'm not kidding you.
What's Selna, right?
Yeah, Zelda put his times back on the leaderboard. How?
Insane.
Imagine if I'm trying to think of a terrible, like Todd Rogers is a good example. You know? Todd Rogers submits a 557 tomorrow.
Right.
For Jackson, like, all right, it's good enough. Or 559, or like a 570. They're like, yeah, good enough.
You're good, dude.
You know, it's like, okay, I mean, I'd expect Twin Galaxies to do that. That's not a very good example, but think about any cheater, like the worst cheater in your community, and
they
he's
would
like,
do it if they could.
And the cheater doesn't submit the times. Your moderator submits the time for him. This doesn't make sense. Why is this? How's this happening? How does this make sense? This is ludicrous. Like, this is ludicrous. So yeah, and then guess what happened? Downtown Death never actually left the community. Every 3 months he comes back, and you can go in his chat, and guess who's in there? It's all his supposed friends, every single time. And they all try to hang out with him.
Friends,
and it's
quote unquote.
This has been going on for 2 years. And guess what? I think it's going to keep going on for the next 2 years.
Yeah, Link to the Past is so special. Like,
yeah, it's just ridiculous. Crazy, like, it's just.
I mean,
but hey, it's happening in a lot of these games.
I don't know. I think once you make the conscious decision to like shit, I don't know. That should be it for you.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
Who doesn't agree? Like, especially if you make fake evidence that you're like photoshopping, like Todd Rogers. Yeah. You lie about everything. I mean, he lied about everything, and then you make he made I think 12 fake runs, like that we were 100% certain it was 12 to 15 fake runs. Like,
wow,
how is this allowed? Like, yeah, like how is well? I think he made 7. We have video of her 5, and then he made this thing called Kevin 7 Heaven, where he made 7 fake world records. And then everybody in the community is like, "Oh, that's cool! I can't wait to watch this." Offline, all offline. Like, this is what the community wants back in their speedrun. You guys want this back in your tournament? Like, what the hell is going on here,
dude? Downtown Death and Crystal, they don't care about speedrunning; they care about splicing. That's their.
They do, and you know what's funny? And all speedrun, all cheaters, or they can tell each other's cheating before anybody else. They can all tell. Crystal got Downtown Death's times removed from Speedrun.com before he was cheating, or before we knew he was cheating.
Yeah.
Because the whole community was like, "Now we need these times, we need his runs on the leaderboard, right?" Which is ridiculous. And then she actually got his times removed because she knew he was cheating, and it was an insult to her, right? Because she's the better cheater. It's an insult to her. But now when we're saying, "Hey, Crystal, your times are suspicious. They're a little dubious. Like, I don't think these runs are real. She actually is now threatening to dox people who take her times off. So who trusts Crystal, right?
No one.
Crystal took downtime deaths off the leaderboard because they were unverifiable. That's legitimately because they're unverifiable. 2 years later, I take her times off the leaderboard, and she's now threatening to dox Link to Pass runners and make fake rape allegations to people who vote to get her runs off the leaderboard because they're unverifiable.
So she cares that much after such a long time? Like, really?
Yeah, I mean, I think she spent a significant amount of time playing Link, and then making fake runs, like, legitimately. She actually did spend a significant amount of time playing the game, but then also making these fake runs, and it's just like,
right? Yeah,
this is ludicrous. This is ludicrous. It's just getting worse. It's just getting worse. But oh well.
Yeah.
You know what? I think it's good. I actually think it's good for the speedrun community. I think all of this is good for the speedrun community because what happens is, again, real speedrunners start speaking up. Real speedrunners start realizing that, hey, you know what? What I do is actually valuable. What I'm doing is real. It's valuable, and I'm a winner. And I think that is a resulting when we expose these losers. And I think that's magical. I actually think it's way more powerful than any amount of fake runs. Any amount of bad press, that's way more powerful.
Yeah, I think speedrunning is gonna come a long way soon.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're starting to win now.
Hell yeah.
Winners, man.
So what's I don't know, what's your next slide? What are we talking about next?
No, that was my slides, man. I went through them.
Oh, right on.
But
okay.
We're 1 hour 15 minutes in, so that was quite a lot covered, actually.
Yeah, I hope everybody learned about cheating, how prevalent cheating is, how horrible it is, but also a little bit of history on not just the speedrunning, but the Billy Mitchell stuff, the score community. Because the truth of it, the score community, the Twin Galaxies, you know, they do a little bit of speedrunning. They predate us by decades. There's very little cross-community interaction, but they predate us by decades. And there's a lot of, like, lessons and morals and history that very similar, like almost identical. It's really cool stuff. It's interesting.
It is interesting. Mokeji says, talk about how in the future we will be able to prove cheated runs.
Oh, yeah, this is a really good point.
That's a good question. Will we?
I actually vowed to only do runs with handcam ever, because if I did a run, like if I cheated, you know, like I'm getting crazy times. I'm getting world records out the ass.
Right.
If I cheated, that would be a hit. That'd be a hit. It would be a hit for Link to the Past. It'd be a hit for, you know, anybody that cares about real speedrunning. And that is something that I'm gonna take the proactive stance. I'm gonna only do runs with handcam. So handcam doesn't prove that I'm not cheating, because if Downtime Death actually had handcam, and he in his splice.
Could you see his hands?
But no, he actually took his hands down. Right. I wonder why.
Right.
It's very hard. It's ridiculously hard to make it to splice a run with handcam.
Yeah, I agree.
And get and not have something that you can find. Right. It's ridiculously hard.
It's
so
hard.
I'm gonna do runs with handcam, and if somebody says, "Hey, you know, this is a clear problem," it's up to them, right? Like, now this isn't perfect, because what if my stream lags? You know, that's not helping anybody. What if I like froze my body? I mean, it's definitely not guaranteed proof. So, but that's a lot of that is to just be transparent. Actually, a lot of that is just to be transparent. I don't reset. I only runs, and I think I have 600. I log them all too. I have 600 no reset runs over every category and game, maybe 700. And you know, I'm pretty transparent about this. It's like Crystal doesn't have any of this shit. Yeah, I think proof calling. So a lot of people say if you just proof call it right in the middle of it, it pretty much kills splicing. That pretty much kills cheating. The problem with that is I'm against modifying gameplay, or I'm against changing the gameplay, interrupting gameplay, if for any reason. I hate that.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, I think that's kind of I don't like that.
It's the best way to get. It's the best anti-cheat method, but it's just not.
Yeah, I just
it's
respect
just
the gameplay too much.
well, Dode, I actually almost want people to question my legitimacy because, you know, and actually another thing is I know people do. I realized very recently. I realized 80% of the community, the population, does not. They don't trust these ridiculous scores that us speedrunners. I mean, we're good people. We believe these scores for years, but most people just blow it. They don't care. They think it's all fake. I watched The King of Kong with a lot of friends, like multiple times, and literally nobody thought Billy Mitchell was real. Like everybody thought he was fake, 100%. It's the same with Crystal. I've met people. I've talked to like smashers, and I tell him about Crystal, and he's like, "Nah, it's fake." I'm like, "What proof? What evidence?" He's like, "Nah, it's fake." This is the real attitude of a lot of people, and it's like, shoot, if I do a run and it's a world record and I have no transparency checks, you know, people, they're going to just discard it. And it's like, I actually think that can hurt speedrunning long term. Like a lot of people play with hand cam and webcam audio. That's really good. It's hard to cheat that. You can.
Yeah, it's theoretically possible, but it adds
such
a big layer. Like, I don't know. It's good.
It's a lot harder. It's a lot harder. And actually, I'm going to say one more. Look at Trihex. I think Trihex is a really good example of it. He always streamed with hand cam, and he always streamed with like ridiculously, you know, like he was doing it for his character. But what happens? What happens to the community? The people who are not super involved and they don't know everything who are watching him. Their trust levels with him go way up. And actually, Lee SDA was cheating. I think Trihex actually did have the 100% world record. I'm not certain on the facts there, but I think he actually did have the world record legitimately. If Lee SDA was in fact cheating, I want somebody to double check that. Get one of these Yoshi guys to double check that because that's powerful. That's powerful because Trihex has been trying that for years, and if that's real, that's true. He actually did accomplish his dreams, and he should know about that because the truth is, people like to trash talk Trihex. I've seen a lot of it. I've talked to Trihex in person, and he says, you know, he's seen horrible stuff, personal messages, and he doesn't, you know, he just ignored it and kept doing his thing. Yeah. You know, he's a very clear example of someone who succeeded in speedrunning, went against the clicks, went against the narratives. And apparently he did it with cheaters involved, right?
Dude.
And guess what? He actually succeeded. He actually succeeded hard, and I think it's an incredible story.
He is awesome, man. Trihex is awesome.
Straight up.
I love Trihex.
So yeah, that's kind of my angle for I'm doing a hand cam, and another really good way to anti-cheating in Link to the Past, file select. There's like 250 unique file character names you can do for one character file names.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So if I pick a random one, what are the odds they've prepared a fake run with that file select and have a separate scene on OBS? So if somebody prepared a single file select for every single one and they're all fake runs, and then I said, okay, I just picked a random one, and then they went to that one. I mean, it's getting a little absurd, but yeah, I think file select is really good. Now, I'm not going to do file select for every single run. Like that's stupid. But the hand cam thing, actually, hand cam thing covers most of it, I would say.
Yeah, I like hand cam a lot. That's
actually a funny. So Crystal comes from 2DX B Mania. She never played the game, and they actually, and her scores were always taken as legitimate. She admitted to cheating, and Jaden, who actually initially said, "Hey, Crystal's cheating," he was like, "Hey, I think you're." He actually has personal context regarding to how the community felt about her in her 2DX scores, and so the 2DX scores for him was a big like personal blow, equivalent in Link to the Past stuff. So for us, the 2DX stuff, like Crystal claims, it was just whatever. Everybody was cheating back then, right?
Right.
Jaden tells a different story, and I looked at some of the forums, and I've actually talked to a lot of these 2DX people. They like came up to me and said, there's no video of her ever playing the game, and they actually would often say, "Hey, Crystal, is there any proof at all And what would happen is people would make fun of whoever's proof calling her, and they would say she's a girl. And you don't think a girl? Straight up.
That reminds me of Lee, like when he was proof called.
Oh really?
Yeah. It's like
it's
always joking about it, and like it just seems so obvious almost.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And Crystal, she's so not transparent. It's insane.
Yeah, but what happened is and I don't know when they decided to do this, but for top 2DX scores, you have to play with hand cam.
Oh, yeah.
It's 100%. Yeah, you have to play with hand cam. Top 2DX, you have to play with hand cam. So in Donkey Kong, in the Donkey Kong community, and really in the entire arcade community, if you submit scores through MAME emulator, you have to submit the emulator input file, which is an input file that's created. You have to submit that because you can actually detect splices if they look at the input file. So you have to submit the input file for MAME scores, and 2DX you have to submit hand cam.
Oh really?
Why is this not standardized in speedrunning? Like for top level speedrunning, why is this not standardized?
That would be so good.
Why not? I mean, what top speedrunner in a top game doesn't have the resource to make hand cam? I don't understand.
Right, like it's not the same thing as someone who's just getting into it.
Yeah, there's 0 people. Every single person they have a fan base, they have the resources. I mean, $20. Right. For a cheap hand cam.
Yeah, they can play the game in the first place.
Get a nice hand cam for $60. You know, if you don't have $60, then it's fine. It's a leaderboard's not. It's not like a No. You have a you have a right. You don't have a right to submit time. You don't have a right to submit time to lead. That's a popular misconception. I actually think hand cam, if it's not standardized right now, think 20 years from now, or I think 10 years from now, do you guys think hand cam is going to be completely standardized? Like 100%?
20 years, of course. That's a long time.
So why not just do it now? Like, look at the GoldenEye community. Where are the GoldenEye runners that don't play with hand cam? Are there? I don't know. I don't watch GoldenEye runners. I'm guessing they all play with hand cam. So I think that hand cam should be standardized in speedrunning. Like, there's no reason not. There's no reason.
It's probably
none of these games. Yeah. Because you know what? I hope it does. I think that'd be great. I think it would help speedrunning too, because what happens is these randoms. It's a challenge. If you think my time's fake, find the splice in the run. You know.
Yeah.
And most people aren't splicing, so it's a net benefit.
But it's just too easy to cheat. So eventually it has to become a thing, right?
I think so. I think every speedrunner at a higher level has a responsibility to either play with audio or play live, and it's obviously live. Play with audio, because you can, if there's no hand cam but there's audio, webcam audio, you can actually splice. You can splice the run and then keep the audio, the hand cam audio, and splice, then pretend like you're playing the run and not touch the, so there's still the hand cam audio and it'll line up with the splice. Oh. So you actually see, that's why hand cam is different than just audio. But I think anything transparency it's all better. It's all going uphill.
Right. Yeah. It's all better than not having it for sure.
Straight up.
So do you ever think you will get the record in Link to the Past, man?
Yeah, I do. I have the YBA record. No, I don't have the YBA. I'm gonna get it whenever I start streaming it. I have the 80% saving quit record. I have the Kane Burner record, and
yeah,
I have very close second place in every other category. So
Someone has
I don't
really good time. RNG.
Zell's a very good spooner.
Is it the RNG?
Wait, what?
Is it the RNG for his record?
Well, the truth is he's a very good runner. So I would say that.
Yeah, but you are too.
I would say that I actually have the second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth best time in that game. He has the best. He has the first best time.
Seriously, do you beat him on all the other times?
Yes, I did this all last year in 1 month or something, 2 months.
I see. I didn't know that. That's actually pretty funny.
Late to the Past is a game where you don't PB, or you don't PB for 6 months straight. This is the reality of this game. Every single top player has faced this reality. Once you get around low, mid 124, I mean, the meta boost, but top 5, top 10, it starts to really get, okay, I can't PB. I'll play for 3 months, but I don't PB. And So I PB'd almost a year. I was doing runs like mid-January. Before my YouTube channel really started blowing up, I was doing runs in mid-January, and I was getting very good times, like very good runs, and I'm like, oh my god, this is going uphill. And actually, the truth of it, I have very little interest in actually getting the record. Most of my interest lies in getting better at the game, because this is a reality with a lot of people don't realize. If you don't become the best, getting the time is useless, because I have to get every other record as well. Yeah, I'm getting all the records by the end of the year.
Yeah.
And then straight up, I'm getting every Link to Pass record by the end of the year.
I like that.
And then also, you have to maintain the record, right? And it's like, and actually, I would go even deeper. What happens when you do the record? It's great, but there's gamers out there who are playing Link to the Past in the future. They're not playing right now, but they're going to be playing it one day, and they're going to be very good. And I'm competing. I'm not just competing with the Link to the Past gamers. I'm competing with every other speed community. I'm competing with every other gaming community. I have big names in League of Legends who are paying attention to me. Yeah. They're shouting me out. They're paying attention to me. It's serious. It's a real deal. I can
confirm it.
Big names in Melee, and it's like alpha I'm competing games. With
alpha names.
Alpha. We're talking the biggest alpha gamers.
Yep.
I'm competing with them. And I'm competing with them. It's 100% the truth. I'm competing with chess experts. You know, Magnus Carlsen, 100%. I compete with that guy in the gameplay, and that's, to me, it makes more sense. And it's like that's a long-term projection. I'm not super concerned about the end of the record, but it's I like playing Link to the Past. I love playing the game. Yeah. It's getting a little more competitive lately. It's doing really good.
I mean, getting the record is going to be a byproduct of you improving.
Yeah, like let's be real, guys. It's going to be a byproduct. I do this casually. I wake up, another record. I was gonna make a video today, but I just casually got the record. All
right. I think we're gonna cut it because it's getting 1:30.
I did. Thanks for having me on, man.
Thanks, man. And if you're watching this VOD, then I'll put something on the screen so you can click to WQ's channel and sub if I can. We'll see.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
that's a powerful deal, dude. It means a lot to me.
That was a pretty good podcast.
Are you not recording anymore?
Huh?
Are you still recording? Are you still live? Are you still live?
Yeah, we're still live, so you get the behind the scenes, guys. All right. See ya.